Greetings to everyone. My name is Kosphagame Mxumane Sinene, and I am a student at the Stadio. So today I'll be taking you on with life orientation. I hope you enjoyed the lesson as much as I enjoyed doing it for you. So let's get right on to it. The lesson today will be the subject to be life orientation, content era, health, social, and environmental responsibility. The lesson topic is substance abuse. Learning objective that you wish to achieve at the end of this lesson is learners should understand and able to define substance abuse, describe the symptoms of substance abuse, skills acquired should be the learner should be able to see when substance is being abused, should be able to make a poster, develop awareness of substance abuse, and acknowledge that substance abuse should be fought against. Those are the values that learners are expected to know after this lesson. Those are just the few outline outcomes of these learners of this lesson. So let us get right on top to on the lesson. I have I have shared the poster and I would like to know what do you think about the poster? What is it about? What comes in mind when you see this poster? Just say no. So the poster is about substance abuse awareness, which is our topic today. If you live around Mlazi, Amashu, you probably seen these posters posted somewhere. There is no problem if the poster doesn't ring a bell or substance abuse doesn't click anything in your mind. I'm about to get into it and we are going to embark on this journey. So let us start our lesson. Substance abuse is the use of legal or illegal substances in a harmful way to your body. This may include a substance such as alcohol, tobacco, cigarette, marijuana, which is normally known or locally known as insango, and many other drugs. Substance abuse is taking a substance above the recommended dosage. Substance abuse differs from substance addiction. Substance addiction is an illness or a disease that you cannot live without that substance. Whereas substance abuse is someone overdoing a drug or using certain drugs which may over time harm your lifestyle, changes your lifestyle in a bad way, affects your family. Whereas substance abuse may differ from substance addiction, but they are still both causes of many problems in our community. And please note that even legal substances may be abused. Even legal substances may be abused. What are the types of substance abuse do you usually think of? Do you know or have encountered in your life? Okay, let me name a few for you. Alcohol, prescribed medication, tobacco, cigarette, marijuana, cocaine, menrex. So if I may ask you, what substances are being abused around your local municipality or local community? Would you like to share that with the class? Okay, I've just come up with an idea. I'll make this your classwork. So write down what substances are being abused in your local community, and I'll check this work before the end of the class. What are the symptoms of substance abuse? The warning signs of substance abuse are these. They differ according to the substance that is being abused. Like we all know, like marijuana. Marijuana, you see the person who abuses marijuana by red eyes, loud talking, inappropriate laughter, followed by sleepiness, loss of interest, motivation, weight gain or low or weight loss. The present may include alcohol, Xanax, or Valium. Their symptoms are contracted pupils, small eyes, drunk-like difficulties, concentration, lack of concentration, clumsiness, poor judgment. Those are certain symptoms of depression such as alcohol, Xanax. Can you think of any inheritance symptoms? Inheritance, when I say inheritance, I mean drugs that are smoked through like glue, aerosols, or even vapors. Can you think of any? How, if you can think of any, how is their appearance? How do they look like? What is their outside appearance like? Do they not have watery eyes, implanted vision, memory and thought loss, secretion from the nose? So they have mucus coming out from the nose. Is that right or am I wrong? But those are the signs of abusing inheritance. What may causes people to even abuse drugs? What are the leading factors? What makes one abuse drugs? So we can say personal factors that contribute to substance abuse are interpersonal and interpersonal. Intrapersonal factors include the intrapersonal factor is what happens within yourself, within oneself, without involving anyone. So problems that you deal from within, conversation that you have on your own. Excuse me. Those can be influenced by inherited traits, personality and character, early exposure to drugs. Interpersonal factors are interpersonal factor is what happens between one person and another. So there's exchange of information between two people. How does the other one influences one person, and how do you influence another person? What are those factors? Those factors may be community factor, peer factor, and family factor. If your community, if in your community drugs are easily accessible, there is high chances that many people will abuse substance. If your peer are using drugs and saying drugs are cool, there are high chances that you will use drugs. Family factors. If within your family anyone uses drugs, you are likely would end up excuse me, abusing drugs. Although many people abuse drugs, there are protective factors that reduce the likelihood of substance abuse, like the individual factor, whereas you have a soul, high self-esteem, you believe in yourself, and you know what you want. You have actually, when an individual have self-control, there are less chances that they will abuse drugs. Like your family, if your family is strong, doesn't use drugs, and is against drugs and believes in certain religions that are against drugs, those may be a protective factor. Good parenting, good parenting, I can just say that. School, if your school is anti-drug, that may prevent you from abusing drugs. Communities which are friendly and talk about substance abuse and ways to avoid it, and peers. There is a saying that says, "Show me your friends and I'll tell you your future." If your peers are strongly against drugs, you are safe and you will likely not abuse drugs. Prevention measures, early detection. Early detection will help in avoiding substance abuse. If a person suddenly changes, one should look for the symptoms of different drug abuse in order to help them. Different drugs have different symptoms, as I have told you. For these symptoms, you may look back at page 84 for symptoms of different drugs. So I'm going to give you a homework to make a substance awareness poster, which would be 20 marks. And I expect you to submit it during the next lesson of life orientation. This is the rubric that you will use. Feel free to refer to do your work referring on it. This is the criteria that I will be marking you out of. Thank you.